How's it going, guys? So it's been a little while since we did a talking video. I've been traveling a lot lately and, to be honest, just enjoying life, just trying to get away from the technology and just trying to, live more in the moment. So I've been down here in Florida, I've been cycling, just trying to get as many rides in as I can and just trying to have as much fun as I can. I mean, you can obviously tell by the beard. So anyway, I've been getting a lot of questions on dietetics. My Facebook and email has been quite backed up for some time. So I'm going to answer some of those questions in this video. And if you guys have any more questions, keep them coming. I have a playlist down in the description where you guys can check out more of the videos I made on my dietetics career. So the first question is, how much do dietitians get paid? So what I found online is the median pay for a dietitian is around $55,000. If you have a master's, obviously it's going to be a lot more, and you're going to have a higher chance of being qualified for a position if you do have a master's over someone who just has a dietitian or a registered dietitian credential. This isn't the career you want to choose if you want to be rich and bathe in liquid gold every night. And also, you have to think about getting involved in other projects as well. Maybe you want to write a book, maybe you're going to have a couple different positions at different organizations or different facilities, just something to keep in mind. And it may not be the best salary, but it's definitely not the worst. And the reason I got into it was not because of the salary, it's because I want to have a huge impact on my community, and I thought that this was a field that actually needed some help. So yeah, that's it about the money. Have you ever had to hide the fact that you're a vegan for any reason during your schooling, or can you see there being a reason you might have to do so? No, I've never had to hide that I was vegan. It can be pretty intimidating announcing it to a group or even a whole class. I remember in one of my classes, or a few of them actually, we went around and introduced ourselves, and I said, "Hi, my name is Tino. I want to work with people with chronic disease and treating them with a plant-based diet." And the professor asks me if I was vegan. I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "You do no animal products?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely not. 100% vegan." I said, "Okay." So it was a bit awkward, I guess you could say. Definitely not the most comforting situation, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie or hide it or anything like that. It is who I am, and I embrace it. I love being vegan, as I'm sure you guys can tell. But there are situations where sometimes I'm more open about it and sometimes I'm more reserved about it. So it depends on the situation. If I'm around people that I see every day, like say for instance my classmates, I'm not gonna mention vegan in every other sentence because they know I'm vegan. I was the vegan guy in the class. In fact, I was glad I mentioned that I was vegan that one time where I announced it to the class, because before then I knew no vegan in the class. And then once I mentioned it, so many other people popped up, vegans, vegetarians, and it was awesome. We made this little group. We worked together on projects, cooking classes. Definitely worth it. So sometimes it's good to be open about it. It's good to mention it because there could be others that are hiding it and are a bit more reserved about it. But yeah, I mean, if you are around people that know you're vegan, you don't have to mention it every single time, I guess. So yeah, there's some situations where I'll be open about it, like an introduction like that, where I have the opportunity to share it, and then there's other times where I don't really feel like it. I feel like my actions are going to speak louder than my words. So someone asks me, as an RD, do you have final say in what you present to your clients or the public? So it depends who you work for. If you work in a private setting or even a vegan organization, I mean, you're going to promote what you want, and that's a plant-based diet, no questions asked, right? But if you work at a hospital or a non-vegan organization, it's going to be a little bit tougher. You have to back up your claims without a doubt. You have to reference journals. If your colleagues ask you, or your manager asks you, where's this coming from? You have to be able to show them the evidence, and it's definitely out there. You can definitely find some good evidence backing up the plant-based diet, but yeah, you have to be open about it and you have to be an advocate for the patient. It's very easy to just kind of fall into the system, if you want to call it that, but yeah, you have to be open about it and you have to fight for it sometimes. But there's other ways you can do it, like, I mean, ultimately it's the patient's decision, right? You can spit out all the benefits of the plant-based diet, but the patient might not want to hear that. So ultimately it's their decision at the end of the day. But what you can do is just try to focus on the benefits of eating more fruits and vegetables, getting in more fiber and whole grains and beans and things like that, and just try to, I guess, find some middle ground, because not everybody's going to listen to your plant-based message as much as we like people to. But yeah, I mean, when I worked at a hospital, there was definitely some vegetarian patients there. I never had a single vegan, but there were a couple vegetarians in there, and the dietitian would come see them and obviously would counsel them on on vegetarian nutrition. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely not illegal or anything like that, but yeah, if you want to walk into a patient who's eating a meat-based diet, a standard American diet, and you want to, tell them about the benefits of a plant-based diet, you better have some backup and evidence. This is a good question. Do I ever feel discouraged going into dietetics and nutrition? All the time. Yeah, you have no idea. I mean, sometimes it gets depressing that we're being taught all this when all this evidence is coming out, and like, people are getting healthy, they're getting fitter, their quality of life is getting better. Yeah, it can be discouraging, but you try to do your best to stay on track. You get discouraged, but you have to jump back on, because there's so much work to be done. And I think the most encouraging thing for me has been YouTube, has been reaching out to so many people. I think I'm coming close to like 30,000 subscribers, which is mind-boggling. You have to stay focused. You have to put out the work, and I think YouTube is a great way to do it. Reach a lot of people with a single video. And what else is good is reaching out to others who actually believe in the same message as you do. I mean, reaching out to other vegan dietitians and nutritionists. That way you can connect. That way you can relate and find out what works and what doesn't, and also to vent with those people and just kind of get that frustration out of your system. So that's definitely a big one. And having that vegan group in my undergrad years was definitely helpful. It definitely helped me get through the program a lot easier and graduate with somewhat of my mind and not losing it all. And the last question is, should I become a holistic or a general nutritionist? This is a good question, because most of us are into the holistic lifestyle. If you want to call it that or not, it doesn't matter, but we're all into like natural health, right? Getting away from the drugs and the processed foods and all that stuff, sticking to whole food plant-based diet and just going down the natural way as much as possible. But I think both are really important, to be honest, because there are certain situations where you need that general, that standard approach. You can't treat everything with holistic nutrition or medicine, and you can't treat everything with a general or standard approach. You have to, I think combining both is what we need, not going too far into either extreme. I feel like most holistic programs these days do teach you the standard route, but have a little twist of holistic approaches. There are definitely some good programs out there. I'll list a few of them down in the description below. You guys can check out if you're interested, but go with a holistic school and find out what their program teaches you, because you definitely want to learn that standard education that the general nutritionist or general medical school student or whatever is being taught, like physiology. You want to know biology, you want to know that stuff. And also that holistic school is going to teach you a bit more in alternative methods to the standard approaches. So hopefully that answers your guys' questions. I know I've been a bit late with those messages, but this is one way to get them knocked out. If you guys have more questions, keep sending them to me. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, my website, bananiac.com. You guys can post them down below in the comment section, wherever, and I'll try my best to get back to you guys. I'm getting a lot more messages these days than I used to, so if I don't get back to you right away or even at all, please don't be offended. Just try again, and I'd be happy to answer you guys' questions. Also, mark your calendars for Saturday around noon or so Eastern Time, United States. I'm going to be dropping a pretty good video that I think may go viral in the vegan community. We'll see. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but I think you guys are going to like it. So look out for that this weekend, and subscribe if you haven't already. That way it can show up to you guys' feed. And also give this video a like if you found it useful. If you guys want more Q&A videos on dietetics, vegan nutrition, my personal life, cycling, whatever. So anyways, that's it for this Q&A video. Thanks so much for watching. Look out for that video this Saturday, like I said. We'll catch you guys out on the road.